Welcome to episode 2 of Backbreakers and Bites. Today's guest is Thiago Alves, a UFC staple, bare knuckle fighting champion, and his choice today is the BBQ Boutique.
Hey, what's up, Internet? We're here with Jay, part owner of the BBQ Boutique and the executive chef, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice place, and thank you for welcoming us in. Can you tell us a little bit about the place and how it flourished into what it is today?
Absolutely, my man. So, welcome, first of all, to the BBQ Boutique. My name is Chef Jay. I'm the executive chef and founder of the BBQ Boutique. We're a special place. So, we are family owned. My partner is my stepdad,
Nice.
my mother, and my best friend. So, we specialize in international meat. We fused South American, Central American, and North American barbecue, of course, to Texas style, in one place that we brought it all together. So we have a lot of passion for meats. We serve prime Wagyu, certified Angus, you name it, we have it.
Nice. I heard you have something special for us today. What do you have going on?
All right, so I'm cooking up something special for you guys. I got a 45-day dry aged ribeye. We do a special dry aging process here, a little nutty, a little bit of vanilla flavor. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. A little bit of bourbon on there. It's gonna be something nice.
Very excited. Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure, guys.
Now,
Just grab it.
we're
Do
gonna
it.
go hands on. All right, let's do this.
Dude, how's that?
Mm.
That's 45 days dried, right? Aged?
Like, I can't really describe the taste, but it's so freaking good. I'm like drooling
Yeah, I guess
as
so.
I'm chewing. You heard that? You're drooling as you're chewing. Amazing.
Here, give this a try.
The BBQ Boutique, man, in Coconut Creek, Florida. The best barbecue experience, dude. No other way.
Let's see.
Oh, you want me to kind of go slop?
Put the whole thing in your mouth.
Mm. Amazing, man.
All right, here we go.
He's not lying.
All right, I'm gonna go for.
Go for it, dude.
Put the whole thing in. I'm not taking no bite.
No. Keep it simple
Learn
like
from
that.
my mistakes.
Wait a minute. There's a reason why you picked this place, huh?
Clean,
Oh
tasty. It's amazing. Sorry, bro. Your chef, he was asking, like, what's the difference between picanha and New York strip?
So the picanha is a top butt. The strips are going to come from
That's
the
what
inner
it is.
vertebrae of the cow. The ribeye is going to come from the rib cage. So we tear apart the rib, and then that's why you have boneless and bone in, because it comes from the rib. And then where you're like a prime rib, it's a ribeye, but the roast, we take out the back part, the spinalis, and then we only leave the center of it, the eye cap. This is a bell pepper salad. It's the vinaigrette salad. It's native to Brazil. I add my little bit of kick in there. They don't like to add green pepper, but this really balances out the acidity. It's so acid, it balances out the umami-ness. Umami derives from the mushroom, so it really balances that out with the dry age.
Is this spicy?
No.
Okay.
Dry, it's tangy, it's flavor.
All right.
Dude,
You gonna hit this?
Okay, let me get a hit.
I can eat this all day.
It's fresh, it's vibrant,
I hate raw onions. Like, I hate it. You can barely taste it.
barely tasty.
Amazing.
It's very balanced.
Yeah. That's the difference here, though. You have a real
Spicy?
chef.
No.
He said no.
Here's the thing. It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
I
like our ceviche.
What are you gonna have?
I'm good with water. Water.
Sparkling or not?
Regular water is fine. Tap water.
water.
Regular water?
Same here.
Yeah.
Jay, thank you. Dude, that's really good.
That's
No,
amazing.
it is good, man. It almost tastes like a Publix sub without the meat.
Right?
Did you turn yours on too?
Yeah, is it on? Yeah.
I mean, I saw.
He taught me how to turn this on.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Is this right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, everything looks good. Got PTSD because when we did
Gotta eat the
Mo,
fat, guys.
Oh yeah.
Tell them, chef,
thank you.
you gotta eat the fat in here, man.
Yeah, you gotta eat fat. Fat is love, guys.
who left that? Ricky?
Yeah, do not leave the fat. It's a sin here. You actually pay for it.
T, thank you for hanging out with us. We really
problem, brother.
appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you for taking the time.
Oh shit. Remind me of Automatic Slims in Fort Lauderdale a long time ago. On Thursday night, ladies' night.
I know there's a lot of great places to eat here, but this one stood out.
Yeah.
What was it that stood out for you?
First, I know it's family owned. I know the family. Great people. Hardworking, and they do a phenomenal job. What I like about this place is you have a real chef that really cares about his product. And it's a meat market and a barbecue place. So it's like heaven
I saw that.
on earth. For me. And the best quality meat you can possibly get. Everything here is A1, quality. And I like the way that he mix and match the different ethnicities. Like you have the Brazilian bowl, you have the Venezuelan bowl. So you're able to get everything in one place. Jay, the chef, it's very knowledgeable on everything when it comes to grilling the meat, what to do, what not to do. Me personally, I've been, making barbecues with salt on top, and sometimes it gets a little dry, He gave me this, dude, you only season it after the meat is done. And that was life-changing because you can actually taste the flavor of the meat. Before I would just take the salt,
That was the first thing he told me. He goes, how do you do your barbecues? I'm like, I put salt and pepper all over, and then I threw it on. He goes, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it chewy? And I'm like, no. Yes, it is. So now it's afterwards. You put the salt.
Yeah.
1 and 1?
We're gonna break it up. You go.
You missed a spot there, man.
Yeah, I don't know who left this fat here, but
that was you.
Nah, I was 100%
that
you.
is a sin.
I'm telling you, man. We got sinners at the table.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. What I love about this place also, every time I come here, it's always an amazing experience. I have never left this place. It's like, it was okay. It's always like they keep topping the performance over and over and over. Can't get enough.
Jay's been A1. He's been so cool with us.
Yeah.
We had some tacos earlier. Dude,
Yeah, understand. It happens.
it
Tacos.
was delicious.
Wow.
Yeah, it really was though, man. And it was like a taco, but it almost felt like more Americanized with the barbecue-ness, because it was like, dude, it was not like a Mexican taco. It was, I don't know how to describe it, man. It was amazing.
It felt like a gourmet meal, and that little taco.
It really did.
You could easily sell it for like $50.
Yeah.
Thing was loaded.
One of the reasons I love it here, man. He does his own spin on every little plate, and it's really good at this thing, man.
Let me ask you something. So I know you're from Fortaleza.
Fortaleza, Brazil.
So born there in 1983.
83.
83?
Uh-huh.
1983, born there. So how was life before becoming this MMA legend? How was life in Brazil?
Dude, growing up, it was, I'm the middle child.
Okay.
I have an older and a younger brother. My family had bakeries, my whole life. We still got bakeries to today. My parents are a little older now. My mom is 72, my dad is 70, so they're semi-retired.
Okay.
They can't stay still, so they keep working, going to bakery and stuff like that.
It's still open over there? All the
Yeah,
bakeries?
yeah. we
Oh,
still got
wow,
one
dude,
bakery
that's great.
open. just so, you know, they have something to do, you know. Like, I think it's, as you get older and more movement, it's key. You know, if you stop moving, then you start, you know, aging a lot faster. So growing up was fun, man. You know, I had a lot of cousins. You know, my mom, my grandmother on my mom's side had about 15 kids, you know, boys and girls. Same thing on my father's side, you know, another, you know, 13, 12 kids. I guess they didn't have TV back in the days. I don't know. But so like into my, you know, teens, every weekend, you know, it was a mess. You know, everybody got together, all the cousins from one side and the other side.
Those are nice memories.
Yeah, it's super nice. I mean, I think you know, you learn to deal with people, you know, as you grow up in that environment, so many different personalities. And that was pretty normal. You know, we had a farmhouse where, you know, everybody used to get together on the weekends. That was into about like 12-ish. You know, when we got to our teens, we moved we used to live right next to my grandmother on a more suburban area.
Okay.
And then once we got to our teens, we kind of like moved towards downtown where you know, in Fortaleza, which is a city, and Ceará. And you know, after that, that's when I started, you know, practicing martial arts and training. My dad was a black belt in karate.
So he was the path?
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know, I started karate when I was 8 years old, you know, but I didn't go further. I think I only got 2 belts in it. Didn't really like the whole screaming, yeah, you know, as much. And then I started watching a lot of Kung Fu, you know, and Van Damme, Bruce Lee movies where, you know, I saw where I don't remember the actual name, but there was like Tong Po. You know, he was fighting one Van Damme
kickboxer,
right?
kickboxer.
Yeah.
Tong Po's kickboxer.
Yeah.
You're a huge fan. He's a huge fan of
Yeah.
Van Damme.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, blood sport or kickboxer?
Shit.
It's good both. I probably like kickboxing just because.
My man.
Yeah, just because of Tong Po kicking the column, you know, the whole thing. So
that was all. That was like around 13 when you guys moved.
Yeah. I started training around like 13 Muay Thai, you know. So we'll probably move a little earlier than that, you know. But I'm thinking about like my childhood, you know, into my teens. That's when I had, you know, my big family involved, you know. And then like once we moved towards the city, it was more the 5 of us, you know, me and my dad and my 2 other brothers, you know, more.
So was it ever like being 13 in your mind? Was it like, this is what I want to do? I feel like no 13-year-old ever.
No,
They don't have anything set up.
it was just fun for me, you know. I kind of got a little bullied, you know, when I was younger because I was a little chubby. I was a little chubby and I had big ears, so they called me like Free Willy, you know, shit like that.
Bro,
like,
that's me now.
I hate
That's
that
me
shit,
now.
yeah, Dumbo, you know, like so. And at the same time, you know, in Brazil, man, we're very like hands-on, you know, when it comes to like sexuality and stuff like that, you know. So like I could get no girls, you know, being chubby and this and that. So I said, you know what, dude, I gotta do something. So I saw a commercial of a thing called the Power Step, but you just like go in. You know? So I made my mom buy me this thing when I was about like 8 or 9.
Did that work?
You know?
Did the
Dude,
power step work?
Like it worked because I was growing at the same time.
And you
know?
stretched
So
out.
yeah, dude, I used to do every day like 40 to 45 minutes and then do like push-ups and abs. That was before I started training, so I can get lean. I got really lean.
All right. So once you got lean, you started pulling in the girls.
Yeah, things got a little better. I said, all right, you know. But then like you start getting, you know, a little bit of hatred from other dudes, you know, start getting like in some altercation. And I'm really like got in a fist fight, you know, in school, but we're push and shove here and there. So I the same time watching a lot of Van Damme, Bruce Lee, Chinese Kung Fu, you know, the drunk master type of shit. So I started training, you know, kickboxing right by the house. There was this gym that, you know, had my coach at the time. Funny thing though, he only taught at that gym for about 1 week. And then he left, you know, he went to the other side of the city, you know, because it was too far for him to drive. I never got in a bus before. A bus in Brazil is a huge, you know, way of transportation. You know, now a lot of people are able to afford cars and everything. So me at 13, dude, I got in a bus for the first time by myself just because I wanted to train Muay Thai, you know, I wanted to be big at it. And I knew he was the best guy, you know, around.
Damn.
So I found them, and I found I got lost a little bit, asked a little bit of information, finally found them.
Right, because there's no maps.
Dude,
There's
yeah,
no Google
I was
Maps.
literally learning, okay, if I take this bus, I'm gonna go to this stops, you know, and then after that, I gotta get another bus. So like from 13 to 19, I used to take 2 buses to go to a gym and 2 buses coming back. I used to go to school in the mornings, you know, and then come home, have lunch, sleep, and then go to the gym. So that was my life from 13 all the way until I was able to move here in 19.
Dude, what were we doing from 13 to 19?
Same exact thing. What you mean?
What? I was the one playing video games.
Yeah.
I was the one playing video games.
I mean, it was super
I was doing
exciting
half
for
of
me.
that.
I was playing a
Watching
lot of video
Bloodsport.
game as well. You know, I used to be a ballroom dancer back in Brazil. That's how I used
Bro,
to
I was
pay.
just gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
All right, so Mo tells me you could have been on Dancing with the Stars.
Could have, yeah.
You were really that good?
I was okay. You know, I had good rhythm. It kind of helped with fighting a little
Did the
bit.
girls tell you dance well?
Yes.
Okay, you were good.
But I was very coachable. You know, like whatever new, you know, set of footwork you need to learn, I used to pick up very quick. You know, and then you got to put some, you know, swag into it. You know, swag will come later, but the footwork was pretty easy for me to follow.
Did I help you with the?
I think so. I think so.
think it
It's
does,
just
right?
it's
That's-
coordination.
That's
you know?
like, who is it? Lomachenko?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
used to be a ballerina for a while.
Yep.
Just to help with the footwork and
Killer.
everything. Yeah.
She's a killer.
It's just like helping you have that hand-eye coordination and be able to move things at the right time. I think that definitely helps.
So what age did you come to the U.S.?
At 19.
At
19. I was already a pro fighter. I had about 21 fights under my belt. 9 MMA, 1 boxing amateur, and 11, well, probably like 10 MMA and 10 kickboxing and 1 boxing amateur, something like that.
Damn.
Along the lines.
So my follow-up question is like, so when you came here to the U.S., how was mom and dad at home? They were devastated that you left, or they
Yeah.
were happy for you?
I mean, you know,
It was
got-
bittersweet, right?
It got to the point where, you know, my older brother, you know, super smart, went to the best schools and everything, got a scholarship, could have, you know, become a doctor, decided to become a lawyer.
Oh, nice.
And then he got a job with the government, you know, in the bank, one of the major banks in Brazil. So he was set already, you know, and I was the next guy in the line and everything. And, you know, school for me it wasn't fun. I didn't like school, you know. I actually like made good friends with the most, you know, the smarter girls in the school.
I was just
So whenever I had a test, I would come in late, you know, but like one would sit in front of me, one would sit next to me on the left, and another one to the right. So I literally sit in the middle, and I just, you know, get the answers from all of them. Got the answers. Sometimes I'll finish first and all of them together. So that was like my high school, you know, and middle school pretty much.
looking back at school, I hated school. It's not a school for the girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
What it is. Well,
I switched school actually. You know, I was going to a really good school, you know, where you have to like study harder and everything. I kind of like switched school into a little easier school so I can train, you know, and make sure I still get good grades and all. So yeah, it was. So when I decided to move here, I was already a professional fighter. I was fighting in Brazil, competing. I competed at national level, won everything needed to win, you know, when it comes to MMA and Muay Thai in Brazil. And then at 19, I got an offer to move here and become part of American Top Team. At the time, they were recruiting fighters from all over the world. And there was a lot of guys that came here in the same situation, you know, leaving everything behind just to pursue the dream to come here. And me, like coming from Brazil, you know, be able to move to America, it was a big deal, right? You know, but moving to America with a little salary, with a place to stay, with transportation to you know, the work, and, you know, training with the best professionals in the business, you know. So it was something that I couldn't pass it out. But at the same time, I was able to help out my family financially as well. You know, even though my older brother was already sad, you know, it was my time to figure my way out, you know. And at the time, like, we had a very good childhood, you know, but as we got older, things got a little tough, you know. And that was, you know, my contribution moving here to be able to, you know, help him out until today. You know, it's been the 20 years that I've been here, and until today, every month, I still help them out.
They're a good kid.
Yeah, man, they gave me everything.
That's awesome.
I'm here because of them. So
That's what I'm saying. When you came, how was your English?
horrible.
It was just broken
there's
English?
Non-existent.
Okay.
I knew 2 words. Thank you, money. I had about like $40 to my name. Those $20 I got from like a goodbye party that all my friends threw for me, and they're able to come up with $20.
Dude.
And then like the other 20 I got from my mom when I was at the airport. She's like, "Do you have any money?" I said, "I got $20." Thiago, you're crazy. So whatever cash that she had, she exchanged it, gave it to me. But I knew I was gonna come here, and I had a salary already and everything, so I wasn't worried.
Oh shit! Okay, so when you came here, ATT will hook you up with a.
So ATT at that time, the package was you get $225 a week for food and necessities. They give you a house. They put us all in the house, all the athletes, and transportation. So you have a $225 salary. About $1,000 a month, but if you have no expenses,
That's sweet.
that goes a long way, especially.
Yeah, back then that was pretty good too.
Yeah, you're what, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Like if I spend $100 a week, and I didn't know how to eat at that time, so I was just buying trash, and a lot of the money I was just saving and sending to my family.
Dude, you had a really good support system with your family,
Yes,
and then coming here, you had the support system of ATT, but that's a scary jump.
it is.
A 19-year-old,
Yeah.
shit. Like,
But I haven't been more than 2 weeks away from my family, Like I never been more than 2 weeks away from my mom. Before moving here, I'd spent like 10 days at Shipbox in Curitiba, just south of Brazil. But then when I got there, they promised pretty much the same thing, we're not gonna pay you, but you're gonna have no expenses. But when I got there, I had to pay for my food, I had to pay for my
that's
stay
what you
and
were.
everything. That's why when I got the phone call, and I was gonna stay there because I met Vanderlei Silva, I met Anderson Silva, I met Shogun Rua, Ninja, all those guys. So that kind of like, I said, oh shit, this is where I want to stay. I was already looking for a job as a bouncer.
All you guys were.
Thank God, I got the phone call from Liborio at the time. And I say, hey man, you're good to go. Just buy a ticket and come here.
You ever think what your career would have been like if you kept training with those guys?
Dude, it's kind of hard to imagine, I know, I had a talent for fighting. I know I had the heart and everything else. So if they had the connections to put me in the big shows, I know I was going to do well. But there's so many variables, in Brazil, man, because everything's against you. The economy is against you. I don't know how honest, the people that I was going to be fighting for was. I heard some crazy story that shitboxing back in the days. Let's say Anderson Silva had a fight for 30 grand, they'll tell Anderson Silva, no, it's 3 grand.
Yeah.
They give him most of it, yeah. So that camp,
Was
not that camp itself, like the people, Rudimar Ferreiro, he was the owner of the camp. He was known to be, not
shifty.
very.
Well, that was around
Yeah.
that time too. What year was that when you jumped
That was
over here?
when I came here was 2003.
So that was like when Pride was super
Yeah.
hot.
Pride was the biggest show
Vanderlei
back
was
in
probably the
day.
man at that time too, right?
Vanderlei was like,
So that had to be pretty crazy for you.
dude, like Vanderlei inspired the shit out of me because
Yeah.
at the time, it was like Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu was the big thing, especially in
Yeah.
Brazil. And I used to hate Jiu-Jitsu fighters back then because they're so arrogant. They'll fight in the street a lot. They're like somebody for you to hate. You could hate all the Jiu-Jitsu guys. Yeah, I want to be the guy that goes, against them. I didn't want to be the regular Jiu-Jitsu fighter from Brazil. I wanted to be a Muay Thai fighter, especially after Vanderlei was crushing everybody in shitbox. So for me to make the decision of, okay, no, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go to American Top Team because it's a better opportunity. It was hard. I kind of had to lie to them. Oh, my grandma is not feeling good. I got to get out. I had to buy a $600 reais ticket, and I financed in 10 payments because I didn't have money out to move back. And then when I got back, I spent about 2 months working, as a bouncer, as a ballroom dancer, as a coach, a kickboxing coach, to be able to afford the ticket. The ticket at the time was about like $2,000, $2,000.
Damn.
And that was a lot of money. Yeah.
Bro, even now.
Yeah, it was a lot of money back in the day. But thank God I had a friend of mine that said, you know what, dude, go. Here, I'll pay for it, and you just go. whenever you get comfortable over there, you pay me back. And I try to pay him back many times and never wanted the money back.
That's a good friend.
He's a very good friend. I mean, we don't talk anymore. No, over last communication, but he did that for me, you know, and I was very thankful because if it wasn't because of that, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Just the life differences, just
Yeah, and just grew apart, you know, when you're not like every day talking or have something in common that you have to see each other. You know,
it just happens.
Life gets in the way.
It happens.
So let's go back to the martial arts movies. You still a big fan?
Dude, I am. I was just watching the Batasai, you know.
The live action one.
Yeah, the famous swordsman from, you know, China. I just binge watch, you know, the 3 movies back to back. You know, not like back to back, but one day I watch one, the next day. So it still, you know, excites me. I like it. You know, you see some cool stuff, and it brings me back good memories.
Who's your top people right now?
Dude, like right now, like I don't even know the famous. It's still like the Chinese movies because they're amazing what they're able to do.
Donnie Yen, he's like
He's
the guy
really good.
right now.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names. I'm really good with face, especially, you know, like foreign names. It's kind of hard, but yeah, Chinese movies, the Kung Fu, you know, the Drunk Master, all the Tiger, the fucking snake, whatever. That used to like bring me so much joy, you know? And then I watch that, and then I'll go to the gym, and then I watch Dragon Ball Z, you know, the Knights of the Zodiac, you know, it's like, you know, that was like my motivation.
I would have never thought that of you.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, we're all fans of.
Yeah, dude,
I mean, dude, I think that's how a lot of people here at least get into fighting.
Chef is bringing more goodness.
What is this?
So this is our down south bowl, represents our Mexican cuisine, and this is my specialty bowl. It's the Chef J's with picaña, smoked salt, 17-hour low smoked hickory wood smoked pork, cilantro garlic white sauce, banana peppers, pickled red onions. Got an explosion of flavors.
He just told me that there's a Venezuelan bowl.
So I have a Venezuelan chorizo that we put on the bowl.
Man, you did say you were a big fan of Venezuelan sausage.
You got him there.
Funny,
Hey, thank you.
Enjoy, guys.
This is amazing, man.
Oh,
I've
my
been seeing
goodness.
this bowl on Instagram, the chef bowl, and every time I look at it, it's like,
Dude, it looks
I can't wait
amazing.
to try it.
It's not even like
Now
That's just straight
you have the opportunity.
peppers and onions. Amazing.
I'm gonna plate it here.
Yeah.
Dude, look how spoiled we are. Look at this. T, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's dig in.
Look, it's a bowl. You're supposed to use your fork now.
Yeah, we'll use the pork for this one.
I'm going to try a little of the
Oh
pork.
my god.
I'll sneak in over here.
Yeah. Let me see. Gotta get some of the burnt part.
Damn. God damn it, bro. I'm not even trying to sell it. It's really that good.
Oh, it's amazing. Like if you're in a
Yo,
Broward
try
County
this,
area.
man. We've been trying the red meat all day. The chicken's good too.
try this
All
one.
right, go.
Oh, there was rice hidden in here.
Yeah. The
Damn.
beans too.
And here's the thing. It just happens that like I met Alan, his dad. Super nice guy.
Very
My mom
nice.
is so sweet. They're like good people.
What I love about this place, man, it's a family environment. You know, they make you feel very comfortable in here.
Oh shit, you gave us plates too.
Fire, dude. Fire.
I totally see why you come here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Don't be
worth
shy. Like,
it's worth the 20-minute drive for us.
don't be shy.
It's about 20 minutes for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're up in David. My bad, Thiago.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. We're just trying to eat a little.
No, same time, dude. Same time.
I'm gonna pour some on the.
Yeah, this place opened up not long ago. and it's nonstop, man.
All right, he told me this is fire.
Oh yeah, you gotta put that on top of the steak. Try a little bit.
You got?
Yeah, let me get
Go
in
ahead,
there.
man.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, you the main event, man. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
man. It's all
All
good.
right.
You're already there.
Appreciate it.
They have a yuca fry here too, which is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of fried stuff, but the yuca fry, I'll have it all day.
Oh my goodness.
It's unbelievable.
The best part is he's just picking this for us. We're not even like
Oh yeah,
picking
that's
what
true.
we like.
Yeah.
We didn't choose anything.
Yeah. That's the barbecue experience, man. Just come here, sit down, and enjoy yourself.
We gotta bring Mo over here. Has he been here?
I don't think so.
Let me try this pork.
It's amazing. I'm gonna take two
yeah.
ribs to the house. The wife can have some.
Is that your favorite over there? The one they named after you?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. They got the Thiago Pitbull cut over there.
He's giving me a gift. It's dry age. I think it's 21 days dry age.
Nice.
Oh, so you haven't even tried it yet?
No,
Oh,
I cannot wait. I gotta talk with Chef Jay to make sure I don't fuck up this steak.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I was making some ribs, and I put it on way too high, and that stuff was just too dry, horrible. My wife was super nice. No, it tastes nice. It tastes, no, it doesn't. I'm eating with you. It tastes horrible.
She's like, I love you.
Yeah, she was just super nice, but now I learned my lesson.
Dude, this is good.
No, it's
We're gonna end the interview and just eat.
yeah.
at this point, yeah.
Dude, this is a really good spot, man.
Every day. It's like an everyday type of meal. It's all good ingredients. You know,
Yeah,
not
and you-
getting anything.
You don't feel sleepy after
No.
taking 3 bites.
Good ingredients, everything you need.
So in a
Pretty
fight,
amazing.
John Claude.
But hold up. Don't ruin this one, all right?
fine,
Don't
fine.
ruin this one.
He
all right?
wants to ask this one.
You Tony Jaa fan too, right?
Tony who?
Tony Jaa?
No.
Yeah, see,
No
Mo.
idea. Dude, I'm horrible with names.
King Mo. Ong Bak.
The Muay Thai.
He was
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He does that crazy
Okay.
kick.
Ong
Yeah,
Bak,
yeah.
the protector.
Yep.
John Claude versus Ong Bak.
John Claude wins.
No.
That's tough, dude.
Nah.
Ong Bak with the
Ong Bak
parkour
was-
and the Muay Thai.
With the elbows and everything.
I'm thinking,
Eat him alive.
really?
Yeah, dude, you saw Ong Bak, right?
No, yeah, great.
Straight to the skull. That was like crazy shit at the time.
All right, fine. I'm thinking John Claude on Bloodsport. And you can't fucking see it.
If you know, as long as no one uses any pocket sand.
Yeah.
You saw when John Claude was gonna do the K1 fight.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was a legit Muay Thai guy, but he came up like every year, and then he kept backing out. Think he would have done all right? Would have got murdered.
There's a difference between, kicking and doing all that plastic stuff that looks good on camera
Yeah.
until you get hit. When you get hit, everything goes out the window. You gotta learn, you gotta train under that pressure where you're getting hit. You're still able to maintain your composure, you're still able to maintain good technique. A lot of the guys you can see by Brock Lesnar, his first fight.
Oh, that was
He got
yeah.
hit the first time he turned around, he ran away and everything. So even with a high level wrestler, that's been wrestling, his whole high school and college, and then became a professional wrestler, it's a contact sport. But getting hit under those bright lights, it's a whole different animal.
Damn, really? That makes such a big difference?
Oh yeah.
Like getting hit in front of a crowd, the lights,
Yeah,
your coach is yelling at you.
The whole, experience of, because you go into that situation with a lot of pressure, adrenaline is through the roof, everything is so intense. There's no in between, it's everything is fucking you're
Dude,
ready
how
to
the
go.
fuck do you handle
If
that?
you're not used to, if you don't spend hours and hours and hours, harness your skills, getting punched daily, getting smashed daily, getting humbled daily, and it's still a build up. You know, you got to be able to compete at a lower level and gradually, you know, get better and get bigger fights and stuff like that until you get to that point. Once you get to that point, you've done it a couple of times, you're still going to get a bird fly, you're still going to get all that, but you've seen it, you've done it, you know what you expect.
It never goes away.
No,
So
you don't want it to
you still
go
get
away.
that adrenaline dump?
Yeah, you don't want it to go away.
So
You know, if it
what do
goes
you-
away, I think something's wrong. You're just too careless, you know, and that's not a good spot to be.
That is true. That is something they say.
Did you have like a ritual before like going out there to calm your nerves?
No,
Or it's just
I
like it's
think
game time?
a lot of the preparation, you know, you do inside of the gym, you know, and if you prepare yourself well, there's a calm about you before, you know, when you're warming up, leading up to the warm up, you know, because you know what you got to do, you know what you're getting into yourself into, and so like I used to have. Honestly, I'm thinking about it. I don't really have anything. The only thing I do is my breathing. I like to do, you know, a deep breathing to open up my lungs before. You know, it's we do about 20, you know, long deep breath where I put my hand in front of each other and I do like 20 big circle, like do about that like 2 to 3 times, and then I speed it up. You know, I go in and out super fast. I like to do that. That calms me down a little bit, open up my lungs, you know, and then after that, we just warm up a little bit, and it's good to go.
I'm probably gonna have to do that. I mean, now that I have any fights coming up.
Well, it's either that or you kick the pole like Tom Poe.
There you go.
Ew.
That'll get your leg.
Did you ever want to do like K1 or Glory or any of that stuff?
Dude, so like I started training as kickboxer, right? Muay Thai.
Right.
And my goal was to be a K1 champion. Because my coach used to have the old K1 tapes, you know, the 2000 when you have, you know, Andy Hook, Mike Bernard.
Andy who, man, that guy.
Yeah, dude.
That axe
like
kick.
Peter Art, you know, like Ray Seffel.
Yep.
I grew up watching all those guys compete, you know, and that was my goal. You know, I used to mimic the Andy Hook axe kick, you know, when I used to compete and everything. I actually opened up a gash in one of my first pro fights against the guy to an axe kick, but when landed. And then he kind of like stumbled a little bit. And I saw the blood come. I said, then I threw a fly knee and everything. You know,
That's what I'm saying. You had that style, man. Like even when you were in the UFC, you were throwing knees. A lot of people, like Anderson Silva had knees, but you didn't see a lot of guys like you were killing people with knees.
I was able to mix it up, you know, my kicks and my punches really well, you know. And then once you close that distance, I always been really good at pulling the head and throwing knees. Even guys that are taller than me, I was able to land knees, you know, once they get to that close middle distance, you know.
Would you want to fight in like Glory now, like before you retire? Or?
Dude, right now, you know, I accomplished everything that I want to accomplish, you know, as a fighter. I don't need to fight, you know, financially. I got good things going on outside of fighting. The dog is still in me, you know, like I'm somewhat kind of bored, you know, because when you have that mission your whole life, okay, I'm prepared for the next fight. I got to harness my skill to the next fight. You know,
You're so
it's always
hardwired,
something,
right?
Yeah, you just like go, 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 go. And that's all I know, you know, since I was 15 years old. Here and there, you know, you get a little, I'm gonna punch somebody, you know, and then let's go. But then, you know, I remember what it takes to compete at the level that I'm used to compete, because I coach guys now and I help them to get there. And I see that it's not a priority for me anymore. You know, don't get me wrong, I think I'm gonna still compete in boxing. I might have 1 or 2 box fight lined up this year.
No Jake Paul cards though, right?
I don't know, maybe. As long as they pay me, dude.
Bro, I was just gonna say that.
On the
bro.
undercard and Nate Diaz.
Yeah, as long as they pay me.
I mean,
you
they're
know,
paying.
So that's where we are right now. You know, I wasn't able to become a world champion in UFC, but you know, I got really close. You know, I was going against, you know, probably the greatest welterweight of all time, Georges St-Pierre.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
I mean,
I wanted to ask questions about GSP, not about GSP, but the fight itself. But I'm like,
so dude, that was a lot of my preparation for that fight was horrible. You know,
Really?
I had a phenomenal team going into the Josh Koscheck fight.
Yeah.
And then after that fight, my striking coach at the time was an asshole. He was super greedy. So he was from Belgium. He was here, you know, because he got hired by ATT and everything. But he decided to go back to Belgium after the biggest win, you know, in my career, because he wanted more money. You know, he was making really good money to be a coach, and I used to tip him every time, after the fight and everything. I was the only one. There was all the fighters in the gym.
I didn't even know
They
that
just
was a thing. I didn't even know you tip like your coaches. Like
You
I don't
do
think
if you're nice, like you don't have to, because we, especially American Top Team,
it's a fucking family, and you take care of each other.
Yeah, it's like I think it makes everything flow better. I was always the type of fighter that I always gonna give my coach bonuses because we're in this together, and when you involve them like that, not that what I'm giving to them is gonna change their life or anything, but it helps. It helps, and they feel more. They're so appreciative. They dedicate the time a lot more. They're super invested with you when you make them a part. Everything you're doing. And there's some fighters today that don't do it, especially American Top Team. You don't need it. We get quarterly bonuses, and we make good money, as a coach, that you don't need that bonus. But it's always, nice to get it, especially when you're not expecting. And you have some guys that do it, I don't expect from guys that are starting out.
Right.
I don't expect from anybody, to be honest with you, but guys that are starting out, they really more because they're still trying to make it. They don't have all the finances together. So
They're
I'm
not
expecting for you to give
Yeah.
me something when you should have been given to yourself first.
So you're saying Top Team doesn't even take like a cut? Because I know most fighters starting out, they kind of get discouraged because you're making like $2,000 to show, $2,000 to win, and then you got to cut out your coaches.
UFC, it was 2-2,
You
and
did
then
mention that. That was
4-4, and then you go for like 6-6,
And then you
8-8,
take home like 500 of that if you have to cut out your coaches.
Yeah, like if you don't know, there's a couple things you need to know. You need to open a business so you can get your full paycheck. Otherwise, they're gonna deduct your taxes right away, and then you gotta pay your manager on top of that. But you pay your manager out of your original contract. So let's say if you're making $10,000, you gotta give your manager 20% of that $10,000. But if the government is taking 30%, of your taxes, then you gotta give $2,000 out of fucking $6,000. You're gonna be with 4,000. That's 40% of your pay.
And you're only fighting like every 6 months.
And that's if you win, okay, you get 2 paychecks. But if you lose and then you don't have a business, so it's hard. It's hard to make a living.
As a fan, those were things I didn't even know. Like I knew you will cut your coaches and stuff, but I didn't even think about the taxes.
So like it should be 10% for management and 10% for training. 20%. So you take 80% home, 20% go for expenses, right? But that's just what you're paying for your management and your training. You still got food, recovery, massages, and a bunch of stuff like that it gets very expensive, for you to get to fight night, and then you have to make weight. When you make weight, you guarantee your first paycheck. If you don't win, it's always 50-50. UFC is 50-50. If you're once I got out of UFC, I wouldn't do 50-50 anymore because I always did my whole life. But even though it was in UFC, I was making 6 figures, every fight. But when I got out of UFC, I was like, all right, dude, I'm done with the 50-50 bullshit. I need 100%. So when I competed in bare knuckle, they gave me a good contract where I was gonna get paid regardless, win or lose. And that kind of like brings the joy back of fighting, because I've been in UFC for such a long time, like 14 years, that towards the end I wasn't excited as much because I knew exactly what's gonna happen the day I got there and the day I left. So it's kind of like, all right, we're just going through the motions,
So when you were in UFC, it was a good experience overall?
Phenomenal experience.
They treated you well?
There is no show like UFC out there. Could be boxing, could be kickboxing, UFC, it's set the standards for professional combat sports out there. They're the biggest organization. They have office all over the world. You get supplements, you get healthcare, you get any type of help that you need. If you need to do a physical evaluation, they fly you to the PI, they keep you there.
Right.
So there's nothing like UFC. And if you're willing to fight, they can keep you busy. You can fight 3 to 4 times a year if you want to. A lot of those other organizations, unless you fight in the PFL where there's a tournament set up, that you have to fight if you qualify.
That's the one that's the $1 million payout, right?
Yeah. So that you get to fight between like 4 to 5 times a year, if you win your fights. But Bellator and other organizations, they fight you twice a year, Even bare knuckle. One of the reasons I left because they didn't want to pay me what I was asking for, but also because you fight once a year, especially when you get big paychecks, when you make over 6 figures, they fight once a year because they have a limited budget. With UFC.
Gotcha.
So on that, 2 things about bare knuckle. A, were you able to get excited to fight someone like Phil Baroni? Yeah. And B, would you go back?
It wasn't about my competition. It was about the challenge.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh shit, I never boxed bare knuckle before. You know, I was fighting at the best organization in the world. Now I'm going to this event that it's smaller, but the Savagery, you know, it's such a fucking, you know, intense fighting bare knuckle. It's like somebody grab your wife's butt, you know, you're gonna have to throw down in a way. You know, so knowing that I was gonna be in that setup against, you know, skilled fighters, that brought, you know, the dog out of me, you know. So I was super excited. It doesn't matter who else fighting. I knew it was gonna be a good time.
I think it turned out better.
I agree.
But I mean, no hate, Phil. I loved you back in the day, but it was just a funny fight to me, man. I'm like, Phil's a little over it, and you were still.
I was excited. I said, Phil Baroni, shit, let's go. You know, like I'm not the matchmaker, so I'm here to fight.
So would you go back though now? Like, say, I know you said you wanted to fight Mike Perry when you were there. If Mike Perry ends up winning a championship, and Bare Knuckle's like, all right, Thiago, we want to throw you the money you wanted.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Bare Knuckle, besides, you know, the damage that you can do to your hand, you know, and getting cut a lot, you know, it's easy on your body compared to an MMA fight, you know. The training, the preparation for a boxing fight, for a bare knuckle fight, it's so easy on your body compared you know, to an MMA fight. I feel like the boxers, you know, are like the prima donnas of combat sports, you know, because it's, dude, you run.
They get paid the most too.
You hit pads, you know, you spar. And sparring boxing, it's easy. I mean, you see some meatheads here and then they put gloves, they start throwing hands and shit. You know? It's super easy. You know, it's not hard on your body, so you're able to feel good the whole process. You know, with MMA, dude, you have so many variables. You got wrestling, you got jiu-jitsu, you got boxing, you got Muay Thai, you got strength conditioning, and you got to put everything together as sparring. There's so many different ways you can get hurt. You know, I have 15 surgeries since the day I got here, 2003, to, you know, right now, right? 20 years.
Your knees are tore
15
up?
surgeries. I done both of my knees. I done ACL on my right knee. I done ACL, PCL on my left. I had 2 scopes on my left knee. I tore both pecs, my left biceps. I broke my nose many times. I had, you know, about 3 centimeters of bone removed from my right ankle from kicking so much. I had bone spurts and moving around, everything.
Dude, with your shins, like your shin bone from just shin on shin and shin on.
It's, you know, and that's the funny thing though. Like, it was tough when I was kicking, right? A lot. But now that I'm not kicking as much, I still train. I still kick the bag once, twice, and everything. And that's how you get, you know, your shins to get, you know, conditioning for that type of stuff. But if you stop kicking, dude, it goes away. It's fighting is a professional skill. You keep the technique and everything, but the timing, the feeling, you know, goes away like that.
Yeah, your whole body. You get like, I mean, I'm trying to think who I got that from. Let's say Dan John, he's like a famous trainer. Mm-hmm. He was saying that like you have to build up like a whole body callus.
Yeah.
And if you let it go, it's like a callus. Like if your hands get soft.
And it's so easy to get out of shape.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible to get in shape. Yeah.
Dude, I was walking around like when I met my wife at 190. Mm-hmm. I wasn't even counting calories, nothing. Just working out. Like you say, eating 2 or 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. 190. Now,
yeah,
235 on a good day.
235.
235.
Yeah.
And I was comparing like your professional injuries, and I'm like, man, what happened? I had like, my wisdom teeth removed, and I had a kidney stone.
Yeah, but different business, you know. Yeah, but it definitely takes a lot out of you, and it's a young man's sport, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so one of my questions was, like, I know, like, when you came over here, your parents, it was bittersweet. They love you so much. They had your back. Mm-hmm. You're sending money to them to take care of them. Good son. So what was that first, even the first match or that first paycheck where you're like, oh, shit, like, I did it. Let me call my mom.
Like, I remember the first time I was able to send her money, it was about $600. At the time, the dollar was like 4 to 1. So you get like 2,400, you know, like if you break it up. And, you know, she was so happy. She was crying. And Thiago, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that and everything. But I knew that, you know, it was
Yeah,
needed.
bro, I feel that.
Yeah, and that was such a huge motivation. At first, you know, it's funny though, in fighting you go through phases of motivations, you know, like at first it was for my family, you know, because I want my family to be comfortable in Brazil. I want my mom to be comfortable in Brazil. And then I was like, all right, they're good. Now it's for me, you know, it's for the Pitbull, it's for Thiago. I want to make sure, you know, fucking I make a good name for myself. I make good money. And then, you know, you got to a point where, you know, you're comfortable and you want to maintain and keep pushing up and everything. You're looking for motivation, but you're like, dude, I accomplished everything. I got the money, I got this and that. Like, what else?
Gotta get that fire back.
And then you get married, you know, it's all right, shit. All right, man, now I gotta provide for my family. You know? And then like a new cycle of motivation comes, and then your kid comes. And I say, fuck, I gotta provide for my kid now. And then, you know, it's always, every fight, I feel like the fighter, it's on a different stage of his life. You know, no fight, like it's like no preparation, no you know, time leading up to a fight is the same. It's always, because, you know, the only constant in life is change, right? So you're always changing. So it does, you know, the game, it changes with you.
Change and learn. That's
Yeah.
So did well, two-parter, I guess. Your wife met you as a fighter, right?
Yeah.
So she never gave you any like, hey, maybe you should stop. I don't want you to get hurt.
So, dude, my wife was not an MMA fan at all. Like when, you know, it's funny though, the way that we met.
Did she know that you were a famous fighter?
No, like,
That's
so
crazy.
I met her through her stepbrother. The stepbrother was a huge MMA fan, you know, and we kind of like talked for about 3 to 4 months before we actually met each other, because she used to live in Tampa.
Okay.
You know, and I went to Jay Alexander's with one of my friends that was a pimp. He was a real pimp. You know,
Wait, like a real life?
A real pimp. He has like hoes working, you know, at what's that?
Bro, I thought they were extinct.
No, bro, they're still out there.
Yeah, they definitely out there.
But
What is that strip club? Scarlett's. You had girls like dancing at Scarlett's, you know, girls
Holy
dancing
shit.
at Diamond Balls and everything. They're pretty too.
I thought, all right. Sorry to interject. Like, there's no pimp outfit, right? It's like a regular dude.
Just a regular dude that, you know, get like
Nah, that
very
looked like the
low,
Godfather.
That's what I'm thinking about.
very low self-esteem women, you know, that he's able to like brainwash them, and then
Daddy
they'll
issues.
work, whatever money they make, they give it to him. And I said, you know, you don't need him, right? But that's not my business.
Especially
you
now.
can manage yourself. You know?
That's how
Put it in the
OnlyFans was
bank,
made.
You know, when you need the money, you take out the money. You know, like, but so he was a good friend of mine at the time, you know, but like not a friend that I would take home to meet my mom and everything. He's a party friend, you know, and everything. But you know, he kind of like, you know, he fucked me over in a way. I was so trusty that I kind of like leased a car under my name for him.
Oh,
And he was
shit.
paying me.
I already know where this is going.
Yeah, he was paying me. He paid me for like 2 years, and then fucking disappeared. You know, so I took a fucking hit
On the credit.
on the credit for
Dude,
like
I
7.
feel
Dude,
like everybody's been through that
I know,
shit.
dude. I was so pissed. I was so trusted. No, he's not gonna do that, because he used to rent one apartment that I had in Hollandale and my car. I said, dude, I got him.
He's
the
good.
balls.
He's
You know,
alright.
yeah, he's having girls, you know, coming in. The girls used to stay in an apartment. You know, I have my house here in Parkland and everything. So we went to lunch, you know, and I was having girlfriend problems, you know, because at the time I found this, you know, awesome girlfriend that I had. You know, she was physically everything that I wanted, you know, blue eyes, blonde, big booty, all that stuff.
Dude, I feel like all the like
I was waiting for you to say
all
it.
the South American people.
That's what we want.
That's what I told her.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, my wife is blonde, blue eyes.
And meanwhile, I've got a Latino wife.
And I go, it's just like the opposite.
You grew up watching American porn, and that's I want to hear that, you know, like when you first see it, you got addicted. But anyways, you know, I was in conflict, you know, with her, because I wanted to have her and have everybody else as well,
Oh shit.
you know. So
I mean, that's a real. I mean,
You know,
it's
and
understandable.
and at the same time, I was so young, you know. It was like I was with her probably like from my mid-20s to my late 20s. I met my wife today, my girlfriend at the time, around 27. I was about to turn 28,
Okay.
you know. And but from my 23 to probably like 26-ish, I was with this girl, and I was messing around a lot, you know, just being immature. And it became a game. Like, she'll break up with me, and I'll get her back.
Will you
know,
be
and
like,
then- yeah, and then like I'll mess up again, and then like break up. It became that unhealthy relationship. where I had to come to realization where, dude, I'm partying too much. This is not healthy. It's not sustainable. I need a break from it.
What age was that? Like 28? You're like,
I was about 26-ish, you know, when I was 26, 27, where I was like, dude, I need to slow down, you know. I want to have a good relationship, but this one is already damaged.
Dude, I matured late. I was like so immature with the girls until like maybe my 30s.
Yeah.
Then I met my wife and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, she's not toxic.
Yeah.
She's a good one.
Yeah, no, I had my fun. Don't get me wrong. You know, I don't regret anything. I probably wouldn't want to hurt her as much as I did. No, I fuck up men for that girl, big time. I'm pretty sure. But you know, you live and learn. But I was at a J. Alexander with this pimp friend, you know, and it's like, man, you gotta stop dating this young women. You need to date an older girl, you know, so she can understand you.
That's so true.
And I was like, nah, he's a pimp. He might know, what the fuck he's saying, right?
For sure.
The waiter at the time, you know, it was Kyle, my brother-in-law today, you know, and he was working at J. Alexander, super nice kid, you know, big fan of me at the time. So, Pimp, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And the pimp was like, bro, you should see this guy's sister, you know.
No way.
She's educated, you know, she's a little bit older, she's hot, you know, has a good job and everything. That's the type of woman you need. And he's saying that, you know, and I'm a little bit embarrassed as he's saying that. But like the waiter, you know, Kyle was like, yeah, bro, you should date my sister.
Of course.
Tiago's
gonna be my
brother. Hell yeah.
So like, you know, he showed me who she was, you know, on Facebook and everything. Oh, shit, she's hot and everything. But I was still dating at the time. I was still with my girlfriend. So I kind of like, yeah, brush it off. You know, I think he told her that I was gonna, you know, contact her. I guess I sent her a message, you know, and didn't talk to her for like 2-3 months, you know. And then we broke up, me and my current girlfriend at the time. And then I saw her was in Miami. You know, because you know, when you single, you're back in the game, you're looking what's going on. And then I saw that she was in Miami. I said, oh shit, you're in my hood and everything, blah, blah, blah. Well, I got a fight coming up. I was about to fight John Howard at that time. Now I got a fight coming up, John Howard.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
And I got a fight coming up, so I can really go out and everything. But after the fight, you know, we should get together. And then in the meantime, we're texting every day, BBM, you know, BlackBerry.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that little
throwback.
You had the pearl, the small one. That was the best one.
Bro, the BBM back in the day. So we're like going back and forth. So we actually talked with each other for about 3 months before we physically meet.
So I think that was one of the most important things, because with my wife, that we started texting, and then you actually get to know them.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, even like with my broken English, and I was able to make her laugh and everything. You know, she loved that.
Really, the emojis. Like
Dude, you know, she's like, I just knew what to say, you know, and she fucking loved me, even from text message. And then when we met, funny enough though, I was about an hour late when we met. I went to pick her up at her parents' house.
Oh,
she was from Tampa, you know, but I had a legit excuse, like, dude, my car broke, you know, because at that time, you know, my Playboy days, I used to have a Maserati. You know, I had a Maserati that I would drive in the weekends, and then I had a Range Rover that I drive in the week.
Damn.
You know, yeah, bro, that shit was insane. And then, you know, literally the Maserati, I was gonna pull out of the driveway, it broke, dude. Like, I did not know what had happened. I guess like the gas tank had a hole, something like that. Something like that.
You need a Toyota.
So that's insane. Dude. I don't fuck with high-end cars anymore.
Bro, that's out of my system. It's out of my system.
But I got out of my system. So I go pick her up in the Rovers and say, I'm so sorry. Look at the douchebag line.
Oh, God.
You know, I'm so sorry I'm
My
late.
Maserati.
My Maserati broke down. So, you know, that's why I'm there. She's like, thank God she liked me already. But then, you know, we met. It was probably like 2-3 days before Christmas, you know, and then we hang out all the way into, she had to, you know, she was a traveler at the time. She worked for Ideal Image. So we used to go to different locations, different states during the city to sell the package and everything. And then on weekends, she'll fly back here. So we can
you
hang
had
out.
like a chance to miss her.
Yeah. You know, it was good because I just came from a toxic relationship. So I had a little bit of time for myself.
That girl, the toxic one, was she Hispanic?
No, she was American. But I was the toxic one. She was great. She was great. I was the one fucking it up left and right. Yeah.
So I'll be 39. My wife, sorry, is 45. Just
Good
turned
for you,
45.
man. Good for you.
She doesn't look
bro,
a day over 30.
And listen, that's
for
true.
you.
And the pimps are right. Get an older girl.
And also when I met her, I was ready to settle down. I knew that she was gonna take no shit from me.
This is it.
No, also I knew that if I fuck this one up, she's not gonna take me back. Like she's a grown woman, she's gorgeous, she makes her own money. Why would she put up with me? Not that the other one had to, but she did. So, but I knew I wanted something different. So I cleaned up my act and everything, and we've been together ever since.
Older women.
Hey,
I'm feeling personally attacked over here, Ricky.
hey, it's all right.
Older women, white women. I can't let my girl watch this one.
Oh no. It's funny.
But so she didn't ever try to
She
get you to
had
stop
no
fighting?
idea. Yeah. So I keep missing the point.
Nah, that was a good tangent, man. I liked it.
She had no idea
We're
when
probably the
her
first
brother.
To ask that, right? In an interview?
Kinda, yeah. She was when Kyle told her, "Hey, I got a fighter, UFC fighter that wants to take." I said, "What? He fights for a living?" And she went to FSU, super smart girl. She was a runner. She used to run 400 with hurdles. She held the record. FSU for about 12 years. They just broke not long ago. She was a stud. I think she ran 51.9 to 400 with hurdles. That's fucking fast.
Dude.
Like I try to run the 400. I used to do a lot of work in the track and everything. And she'd tell me, "Don't go all out first time. Pace yourself. First time I ran the 400, I was about like 110, and I was going. I wasn't like pacing my.
And no hurdles, right?
No hurdles, dude.
Dude, that's
The
fucking
second time, I went like 115, 120. The fourth time I was like 130. This guy, how the fuck you run
So you
this
guys-
jumping?
You guys got to make your kid be like a basketball player or something at this point.
He's a good athlete. He's gonna be tall too.
You know
My
what?
wife is tall. She's like tall for a girl. She's like 5'6".
Yeah.
So you're such a good father. You have pictures of the fam on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something else that we look for. When we marry an American woman with the blue eyes, the blonde hair, I'm thinking, God, I hope my kid has the blue eyes
Yeah.
when he's born. My son, love him to death. He has light eyes. Your boy got the blue eyes.
I know, but that's the thing though. My
Bro,
wife
so-
today, she doesn't have blue eyes.
No?
She has hazel light eyes. But my dad, and my younger brother and my older brother.
So that came from you?
It came from the side of my family and her side as well, I think, because her mom, it's like she's super like light skinned. She's very light skinned, but she has like hazel eyes, But my dad is blonde with blue eyes. My
shit,
younger
bro.
brother is blonde.
My dad too. My dad's blonde with blue eyes.
Yeah, my younger brother is blonde with green eyes. My older brother is just a little lighter than me, but has green eyes. So I was the only one who was born with dark
Me too.
eyes, and that's fucked up.
My dad tells me, he goes, I don't even think you're my fucking kid.
Yeah, dude, my dad used to tell me when we go out, call me uncle. I said, come on, Dad, call me uncle, dude.
It's
Yeah.
overrated, all right? I got colored eyes. It's not all it's
Yeah,
cracked up
it's
to
Oh, yeah, I
be.
just noticed that. I look at the girls.
Yeah, don't laugh at the camera.
Yeah. Nah, man. If I had green eyes.
Yeah, that was. Oh, here's any being on about now or before. Did any fans ever try to test you? Like,
Dude, thank God, like I never had that.
Really?
People are always very respectful. I only got to 2 fist fights in my whole life.
after being pro?
No. Like,
this is-
there was one when I was about 15. And it's always me trying to separate the fight.
Oh
I
shit!
had, the dance group. I used to be a part of it. Some guy was getting in a fight and he was like grabbing this dude long hair and fucking try to,
Jesus
bash his
Christ.
head. I said, dude, you're gonna fucking kill him. What are you doing? And then a guy comes from behind and
Sucker
he throws
punch.
a punch. Yeah, boom. I was like, dude. I said, what? Get it on. Let's go. I fucking threw one punch, knocked him out. And then the police officer grabbed me. I'm about to throw a punch at the police officer. I saw it was a police officer.
Yeah.
Kicked me out of the club, and then I was able to get back in. And the other one was in Orlando, where,
I was gonna say that's a spot where you would get tried as a fighter.
yeah, like
Really?
I went, with my friend. He used to go to school in Orlando and everything. And I went to a sports bar with a bunch of college kids, and I was young too. I was probably like 20 at the time. Walked by this little guy. He bumps into me. I was talking with the girls in the sorority or whatever. They didn't like it. Spanish dude, Brazilian guy, fucking bump into me. I'm like, look at this little guy. Say, so you all right, man? He's like, yeah, I'm all right. Are you all right? I started laughing. I was like, dude, I'm okay. And then like these two big guys come from behind me. It's like from behind him. And I was like, what, you want some problems? And I look at both of them and I said, you guys want no problems, man. I'm just gonna walk away from here. And I had my friends that, trained with me there too.
Oh man, we're an onslaught.
Yeah. So, I started drinking a little bit, have fun and this and that. So I'm outside. I'm already outside of the club, and I see this big ass guy. He's seeing me from afar and he has no shirt on. He's looking at me like, what? And I just look at him like, fuck, yo. And I'm holding my drink here and I just see him like walking towards me. And as he walked, like a whole gang of minions are walking behind him. Oh. And I'm drinking here. I think, what the fuck is he gonna do? He gets close and he fucking swings. As soon as he swings, I just do this, boom, boom. And then he fucking blacks out. After he blacks out, I kick his face twice. Just like muscle man. I say, ah. I'm like, oh shit.
His minions run away.
Yeah, and then like everybody seeing after big guys got knocked out, they're all like, stop, And then I had my friend there that was going, to the college, and all his friends are all drunk. They got excited. They're falling rush. They rushed the guy, and then my friend, Pitt, get in the fucking car, get out of here, get out of here. And as I'm pulling out, the police comes and everything. That was the only 2 fights I ever got in. I was like defending myself pretty much.
Oh, sure you were. No,
okay. They swing first. I had to do so.
When you fought this guy, going back real quick to when you fought Uli.
Uh-huh.
So I was listening to one of his interviews. Were you guys boys at one point?
No, we were represented by the same management.
Okay.
And I heard good things about him, but no, we didn't know each other.
Oh, because he was like, yeah, we're best friends. And I was like, what?
No, we had a lot of respect for each other. I respect everybody.
Dude,
I'm super easygoing. He's just trying to make money for his family, just like me. So I have no reason to trash him on anything.
I had no idea how big that guy was.
He's a superhero in Miami.
He's fucking huge.
Yeah, everybody likes him over there. And
huge, like tall, fucking wide. He was huge.
Oh, you mean like size-wise?
Yeah. And I was like, cause when I saw that fight, I was like, what the fuck is this? But then you got him, and I'm like,
yeah,
fuck. Thiago was hit really hard.
Yeah, we're way the same. Everybody was 175, but he's a little broad. His shoulders are broad. I'm more like solid, like, I don't know.
Pitbullish.
Yeah. Power comes from within.
I was looking for a Pitbull.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's close enough.
Make you joke. Make you joke, Bree.
I was looking for a Pitbull, right? Because I had something for Mo when we did the Mo episode. Couldn't find a Pitbull anywhere, like a cool one.
Yeah.
So I told my wife, she was at Target. She goes, oh, I found a dog, I'll bring it.
Target?
Yeah. She brought a French bulldog. And I was like,
she said that was the Pitbull?
She goes, if anything, tell me that this is you. And I go, you'll get it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, kind of kick towards the end here. He's gonna have some Q&A for you from
Sure.
people that follow us.
So by the way, I'm not looking at the time. I have my notes on my phone.
Gotta be prepared.
Because it's just...
It's the screensaver. That's the best part.
I have like one last question before the fans. So what rumors about you?
Oh, yeah.
What's a rumor about you that's not true? That's around the internet?
So, dude, the girlfriend, like there's this website where, I was dating this tap-out ring girl that there's never been a tap-out ring girl.
It's been what, Ariani for like 30 years?
Oh, you're one of the pioneers that got to work.
Like I have my shirt and everything. So like there's always been this rumor that followed me throughout my whole career where I had this girl called Melissa that I dated with, that I was madly in love with, that was like making scenes outside of New York because of her and everything. And I never met the bitch, dude. Like, I have no idea who they're talking about. And all my girlfriends, my past girlfriend before my current wife, was like, the fuck is this chick? I said, baby, you're with me every day. Like, this is just some, crazy. She used to have a website, and she used to update the website. And whenever people come to do, you're full of shit, you're crazy. And she would delete the comments, and that Thiago was still in love with me. Even with my wife, my wife was like, what the fuck is this going on? It's like, I have no idea who she is. So that was a rumor where I was dating this tap-out girl that I had no idea, you know, and I'm pretty sure the website's still up if you check it out, like Thiago Alves' girlfriend.
Yo, what she made a legit site and still paid for it to this day?
Yeah, like she was the one who wanted, like she could delete comments and everything. It was like more of a blog type of thing, you know?
That's still crazy though.
She's been in love with you for the
Dude, I
longest
have
time.
no idea who that is. Like the way that UFC marketed me, you know, back in the days, it was like, you know, stud but potty boy and all that and
Yeah.
everything. So that kind of like followed.
You know what's crazy? Some random girl asked when I put asked Thiago a question. Someone says, "Tell that guy to call me." And I go,
Yeah, right.
I swear,
It was her.
it's her.
Yeah, right. Not anymore. That was the old Thiago.
You have anything?
Yeah, I was gonna do the closeout question. We do the Q&A.
Yeah.
You want to adjust your mic there?
Yeah.
Bro, my thing
We're getting like full.
Oh no.
But yeah, a couple years back, I think someone asked you what you want to do after you retired, and he said you want to be a cop.
Law enforcement. So law enforcement, it's been my first passion, you know, before fighting, right? Because, you know, the whole, I want to be a fighter and everything, but I have guns and everything, you know? So like law enforcement always been like very appealing to me. And I met a lot of cops, you know, throughout my career where, you know, I just respect the fuck out of them, you know, the way that they handle themselves and everything. One of my best friends, Jeff Tashner, has been a PBSO, you know, a police officer for
As a
many,
matter of fact, I met Jeff.
yeah, for many years, you know, and I always admire the mission, you know, like the SWAT guys, the elite guys and everything. So that was my plan. I did the CJ Bat, I passed the CJ Bat, I passed everything.
Also, you were good to go.
I was good to go. I'm still good to go. The only thing I gotta do right now is do the physical again because it's only valid for 6 months at a time. You know, but my CJ Bat's still good until 2024. My swimming is, you know, the swimming test is kind of ridiculous. You gotta swim a lap once. That's it.
That's it?
That's it. You just gotta make sure you don't drown yourself.
Dude, I imagine like you pulling us over. I'm like, this is like the greatest day of our lives. Give us an autograph.
Yeah.
Just sign this ticket first.
So is that still the plan, or did coaching kind of steal you away?
Kind of like, so I was ready to, you know, apply on 2020. When I left UFC, at the end of 2019. So 2020 February, I think I did my CJ Bath. Super excited. I'm gonna turn the page and everything. I always wanted to do something different outside of fighting, you know. So I have like a new excitement, a new life in a way. But then I got the offer from BKFC. I was already a coach on American Top Team. And then after, you know, I became a champion, LiveTrain came into play. ATT wanted me to stay there because I was one of the first guys. I have a really good relationship with Dan Lambert, which is the owner, and he's like my godfather here.
You've been OG since like
Yeah,
day one.
he's done, you know, everything, done wonders in my life, you know. So I'm very thankful, I'm very loyal to him. It's like, dude, I need you here. So I said, say no more, man. You know, I'm here. And now, like, it kind of like took a turn. You know, I still have the passion. I still, if shit goes to shit, there's still a plan B, you know, law enforcement. But as right now, I got good things going as a coach and with LiveTrain as well.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, some of I train locally at American Top Team in Davie, but I mean, I think you know my boy Mauricio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well. Yeah.
So I've seen you really interacting with the next generation. So I figured that maybe you know that the passion for that maybe overrode.
Yeah, it's easy, man. Like coaching, it's easy for me because I've been through everything in fighting. You know, I've been to the highs, the lows, the low. I had fights pull out, you know, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of fight week. You know, I've been to every situation on the bottom, on top. You know, so I can always relate with them, you know, and whatever they're going through. But it's not about me. You know, it's about like the experience that I had that I can share with them, so they can make their own decisions. You know, a lot of the coaches, you know, sometimes they try to make about themselves. You know, and that's I think a coach that never really competed at the highest level. You know, because if you've been there, you know what it takes. You know, you got to stay honest. So
just stick it out with them. Right?
Yeah.
You know who we're gonna have on the next episode? You're gonna be excited. Kayla
Harris?
Kayrock. No, Kayrock.
Kayrock? Oh, yeah. Kayrock is solid.
She's gonna be here with us.
Just won a big fight last week, and, you know, it's really good to see her development. Because she was going through some, you know, hard time in her career, but it wasn't talent. You know, it was just sometimes like you just your talent outside of the cage doesn't match your talent inside. You need to figure out something in your head to be able to put everything together. And you see the improvements, on her last fight and this fight as well.
Yeah, this shit was all one-sided.
Yeah,
Like,
she was kicking. She was doing stuff that she never did before. She was throwing elbows, and we started working not long ago. But the short amount of time that I started working, I can see the huge improvements. And I'm super happy for her because she's a good girl.
Awesome. Are you ready for these fan questions?
Yeah, let's go.
I didn't read them before.
It's all good. Fire away.
So if you didn't pick Pitbull, or how did you get the name Pitbull? What other name would you have chosen?
Dude, I had no idea. Honestly, I never really thought about it because the Pitbull name was put upon me since I was 14 years old.
Oh, so that was family?
Dude, that was my coach, my first coach. I trained with him from like 13 to, 18, 19-ish. It was after my first amateur tournament. I knocked 2 guys out in less than a minute and a half.
Nice.
My mom made me like a 2-go. So after the 2 fights, I went backstage and I was just eating with my hands, fucking facing the wall. I had nothing, just facing the wall. So he walks in, it's ha 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 ha. You just fought like a pit bull, you're in it like a pit bull. That's gonna be a nickname. I said, dude, I'm 14 years old.
You're like, yes.
There's no pit bull at 14 years old. But it kind of grew into me and everything. So I never really thought about another nickname, to be honest.
Dude, Brazil got the best nicknames, man. That's like Jeff Monson. He got the
Snowman.
snowball from being rolling like a snowball through all the. Like I'm telling you, if you want a nickname, you got to go fight in Brazil.
It's a culture thing. You're always like throwing nicknames out there.
All right, so which one of the 2 hosts would you rather knock out?
Which what?
Which one of the 2 hosts would you rather knock out?
Yeah, I have no discrimination.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll
Yeah.
say Dan.
Yeah, no discrimination. You guys can get knocked out equally.
I mean, you're missing enough brain cells, right?
I heard that. Who has hit you the hardest?
Hit me the hardest.
Or that surprised you?
That was a body kick that I took from Derek Noble that I went all the way down. I was able to knock him out after that. That was the most excruciating pain that I felt for like the 2-3 seconds that it lasted.
Was it just flush? Boom.
It landed flush, and then when I tried to catch my breath, that's when I went down. So like it hit me, so, oh, motherfucker. And then I went down. That was something that it stood with me because when you get, a knock, I never really been like knocked out. I got dropped, but I was always conscious. That one was, grueling pain because you're trying to breathe and you can, and as you're trying to breathe, that thing just digs in into you. It's kind of hard to explain. Imagine something just digging into internal organs and fucking messing with it.
So it's just your body, like you can't control it. You can't tough it out, or you just go down.
No, you there's nothing you can do about it. I was able to go down, shelter like that, and he got over aggressive. Started swinging. I kind of went squat all the way down, and then I came back up. I was able to push him away, and then when he came swing, I threw a big right hand, and then I dropped him. And then I got on top, and I was able to finish the fight.
You must have been like, thank God, bro. I knocked him out.
I was like, whew. That was close.
Let's see. So how did your hands feel after bare knuckle?
Like
Destroyed,
shit.
right?
Like shit, man. Your hands are swollen. It literally looks like mittens for like 4 weeks.
So what is it, just ice, and besides
just
the surgery?
ice, arnica, ice, arnica. I take pills, arnica pills, put cream on it.
What the hell is
together?
What is that?
It's a plant. It's a plant that helps with bruising and pain.
Oh, and it actually works?
Dude, it's amazing. Never have a black eye, something like that. Put arnica on it, or you can take the pills. Whenever I had a fight coming up, I used to take the arnica ahead.
So you're gonna text me that because
Is that like the stuff that's in Tiger Balm or whatever?
There's a little bit in there. There's a little bit in there. Tiger Balm is good, like when you have a pain, like when you're getting warmed up. The people put the Thai oil and everything.
I had no idea.
No, it's amazing for bruising, dude.
All right, your biggest fight payout
for the title. And I fought for
this
the title.
one
for the GSP fight.
Did you? Can we ask
UFC
how much?
100. Huh?
Can we ask how much? Okay, next.
Yeah.
Couple
It
mil.
was a good paycheck.
You got pay-per-view points for that one?
No.
No?
No.
And it was still your biggest payout? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what do you eat in a day? What do you eat most amount of money? Do you smoke weed?
I have my medical license.
Nice.
Yeah.
Will you fight King Mo?
You asked that one, didn't you?
No, I swear to God, it was J Boobs 317.
Oh, don't call Jenny out like that, man.
King Mo is my boy. I would not fight him. Unless, we'll come to agreement, we're going to make a lot of money, and then,
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you know what?
Just come on, Mo. Let's just, waste each other. We're going to make money. We'll have a beer after.
Somebody asked, do you like pan de queso?
On occasion, yeah. Cheese bread.
Cheese bread.
Love cheese bread.
Have you tried that?
I mean,
have
I'm
it
sure
here,
at
though.
some point.
It's pretty damn good.
That's kind of, I mean, is there something special about the cheese bread? Otherwise, I mean,
It's just,
It tastes good.
it
I
tastes
feel
really
like maybe
good.
I had it when I went to a Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, they always give it to you.
Yeah.
If you go like a Shima's or something like that.
Yeah, Chima, yeah.
Are you single? No.
Nope.
You
Married.
who do you consider the best ever?
The best ever, Welterweight, Georges St-Pierre.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. He
What is
has
it?
the most title defenses. He was the only guy that retired on top. You got to think about like the weight classes, right? 155 and 170 have always been the most competitive weight classes in the world because you have a lot of guys on that size.
Right.
So to be at that top of the weight class at any moment in your life, you're a fucking stud. So there is no other way around. You have to go through a lot of people to be able to do that. And he was able to stay on top for many, many times. And then he retired for 2 years, came back,
Took out
became a
Mr.
champion at a weight class above.
Yeah.
That's
So
wild.
probably the greatest of all time, I think, is Georges St-Pierre. John Jones, it's a
John
fucking
Jones.
stud.
the
Nobody
same
beat
thing.
the dude. Did the same thing right now, but he's still at it. So I don't like to count him in. No, I like to count him in. The guys there, that are not fighting anymore. I'll say Georges St-Pierre. Khabib, was very dominant, very impressive as well, but didn't defend his belt as much. But the way that he did his career was very impressive. Fucking mauled everybody.
No Mighty Mouse?
Mighty Mouse was okay. I think he's good. He's very talented and everything, but to throw that the greatest of all the time, I think it's there's not a lot of little guys out there. Today's a lot more competitive.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And my boy Adriano, is about to fight
Oh,
his
that's
ass
right. Yeah,
again.
my bad. I'm sorry.
No,
Adriano.
it's all good. It's
What
all
did you
good.
do?
It's all good. My boy Adriano is gonna fight him again. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's gonna win this time. But
I wonder-
yeah, like just because also the weight class, like the 135, 125, hasn't been around that long.
Nah.
Right.
So like you can't really stretch that out as much. And I think if Mighty Mouse goes back to UFC today, it's gonna be a lot tougher.
Oh, hell yeah.
We have these guys that are a lot bigger than what he is. The fight is just taller now. Like you see guys that fight 135, they're
Right,
5'9".
Well, he was like a 125er anyway, so.
Yeah, that was fighting at 135, right? At one
Yeah.
point, yeah.
Your toughest battle, GSP?
My toughest battle, yeah, GSP, just because I had a horrible training camp getting ready for that fight. Like I said, like all my coaches left, so I was I didn't prepare myself inside ATT. I was going to a different gym so I can train with my other coaches. I had to fight a new striking coach. The strategy was just messed up. I would start my camp, like every round I'll start on the ground, try to get up. That's what I did the whole fight, just got up. There was no strategy, how we're gonna go after him and stuff like that. So it was the toughest fight when it comes to training camp, me trying to, make a horrible situation happen, and the fight itself, just me not having the tools, to fight him. I mean, I knew I had the talent and everything, but strategy-wise, how I got prepared, it was horrible. There was no way I was gonna be here.
Like I can't believe all that stuff, like it sticks with you, throughout the.
It does, man, because like I said, we're about 21 year in American Top Team, and we are where we are today because we made more mistakes than anybody in any other camp out there, and a lot of those mistakes I made them. We learned through our mistake. I was one of the first guys that was there since the beginning, and then was able to reach the pinnacle, fight for the belt, UFC 100 and stuff like that. So I was kind of like the blueprint for everything, and
You really
the
were,
do's
yeah.
and don'ts, after that, things became a little easier because we've been through those hard situations before.
Do you have the physical title with you? The bare knuckle?
I have it at my house, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah, they give you a belt. We got one for the gym also.
I was just gonna ask you, like, is it with the?
Yeah. No, we have a replica for the gym. I have the original one at the house.
See, I thought those were the actual titles in the gym. I thought everyone was like, "This is for you,"
No.
which was always like the most selfless thing I could
know,
think
dude.
of.
There's no way. That motherfucker's staying with me.
I like the first time I walked in that gym, I teared up. I'm like, these guys are really a family, man. Like he gave his title.
Yeah, no, Dan buys a replica.
Yeah,
Dan buys a
that's
replica.
crazy.
So the last question was actually it was Mo
Mm-hmm.
saying that we should paper rock scissor
Take a leg kick.
to take a leg kick.
It's up to you guys.
So now here's the thing, like I know who you are,
And he really wants it.
and I'm nominating Dan to
Oh,
take
yeah?
it.
Whoa, well, that's not what you said like however long ago
or
now.
we'll play paper rock scissor.
All right. I'm
Are
in.
you sure?
Yeah.
I'm willing to be the sacrificial lamb, but if you want to,
We'll go leg kick, right? No calf.
What about
definitely not calf.
what about right here in the?
I can't even do a calf
Tie
right
on
now.
the
I'm banged
thigh.
up.
Yeah,
Is that bad?
it's fine.
That's the leg kick.
Yeah.
Do you want to just stand
Calf
there or
kick,
just
calf
take it? And then just
Huh?
go with it, right? On the thigh?
Make sure. No,
Yeah, you're-
don't sit on it. You know, don't try to stop
Yeah.
the impact. Putting your foot down. If I kick you, just
Definitely-
let me take your leg with you.
Do a calf kick on him because he's
No, no,
driving
no.
home. I want his foot to drop.
My,
I'm just scared I'm gonna get kicked in the nuts.
no, I got good aim, bro. Don't
All
worry.
So we're gonna do if you're cool with it, a face off, and then butcher his leg,
I'm down.
and then I was gonna say an arm wrestling. I know you win, but I want to see what it
Damn,
does.
you really had
Yeah.
to put that in.
Hell yeah, hell yeah! Content for everyone,
Okay.
for the fans.
Well, before we close out too, any up and coming people that you're training, anything you want to plug? I mean, you know, you got your live training.
Yeah, I'm the MMA director for LiveTrain, which is an online training platform for combat sports, and you know we add in a lot of different categories. We have ballroom dancing. You know, we're gonna add a whole side of law enforcement. We're gonna add a side of self-defense, situational awareness. You know, a lot of stuff. We want to